And we're back again. Age of Paradox podcast number 7?
7, 8.
I don't know.
Man.
We're going so fast.
So many.
So it keeps on going. The gift that keeps on giving.
Joe Rogan will be proud.
He will.
Yeah,
How many does he got? Like 1,000?
I think he's at
1,000 something.
at least 1,300 something.
Yeah. Amazing.
Have you ever seen an episode in
Fully? No, never in my
I've never
life.
seen it. It's quite a lot actually for your brain. Wow. But especially one with Terrence Howard. Did you watch that?
No, but I liked his episode on his bit got a clip from that interview.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the periodic table.
Okay.
Was it about
multiply table?
No, like the periodic table. How you say that? Like where all the chemistry.
Yeah, the periodic table.
How do you call it?
Yeah, it's a periodic table in
Yeah.
English as well. Yeah.
I thought you said something different. Okay.
No.
Yeah, so I saw that part, but I didn't see the whole thing. You did?
No, it's too much for my brain, man. It already lost me when it was like 1 + 1, 1 × 1 is like. I barely understand basic mathematics. Now I'm supposed to learn something new about. I was like, no. I'm impressed by this.
I just want to say, I do find it interesting that so he's an actor.
Yeah,
but he has another level of what you say, richness, deepness to him, and I'm surprised. But on the one hand, I was thinking, if you achieved his level of performance of acting. There's usually something to your character which brought you there.
Yeah.
I used to think people who are famous they're just famous. They're stupid.
Right.
And you just know one trick, but and maybe could be the case for some people, but usually it's not the case. If you came to the level where they're at, you have to have a lot of character to get there.
Absolutely,
and
right.
You have to go through a lot of things. So you usually also know a thing or two.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yeah. Have you ever met Paris Hilton?
I did not.
Yeah, I've met her in person.
Yeah.
She's very different from her public persona. She's quite intelligent, actually. And many times it's been rumored that she's just like playing the dumb part because, that sells.
It sold a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. And I saw her in Tomorrowland as she was a DJ there. And she
Really?
she was actually a pretty good DJ. We were surprised. I was like, she knows about cues and the beats and all the music theory. And it's not easy to be a DJ who is like doing that many things. I mean, there are some DJs who fake it there and they get caught. By the way, did you know that?
I did. I saw a recording of one of our Dutch finest, Armin van Buuren.
Oh, the king.
And I think there was a camera on stage and it went in front of him and then it went from the back of him. So you could see the controls which were all off. So he was just like there, standing there, and putting on a performance. Well, not. But I heard someone told me that a lot of this level DJs, they DJ, at home, and they make their DJ
they do
recording,
a set before,
and they just make the set, play, and then they go.
It's funny. I know we're going to another thing, but just quickly. So you're aware of Tomorrowland, the festival,
Because of you.
Yeah, because of me. So I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
and an advocate for Tomorrowland. I mean, it's just many reasons for it. One of the interesting things about it, they're founders. There are two of them. They're brothers, Michiel and something other Belgium name, and they founded Tomorrowland in 2012, 2013, and 300, 400 people came, and they kept persisting about it. They went bankrupt many times, and they kept building it up, and it is now after Olympics and FIFA World Cup the most if not, how do you say it in English? Like, it's the event that gets sold the quickest. So last year, they sold 400,000 tickets in 6 minutes.
That's the one which is coming up, or
yeah, the one that's coming up now. And they had 3 million people on the waiting list.
Yeah, I was one of them.
But it's interesting how it works. It works like the country, and but each country has their own allocated. That. So each country in the world. So
I think now I get it. I didn't know, but someone told me that they faked being someone from another country.
Right.
That's why they got a ticket.
Yeah. So you could. If you get caught, you're banned forever. It's people. So it's a very interesting. Organization. Very interesting organization. First of all, the two brothers are still in charge. There are no public photos of them. They never give interviews. They never speak to media. They never go on stage. Nobody knows what they look like.
Why is that?
They just want extreme privacy. That's their methodology. It's called extreme privacy. So the person who is the most visible is just one person, Debbie Wilson. She's the PR director of Tomorrowland. She's the only person who talks about Tomorrowland on to media or anything like that. And it's a vehemently, like really vehemently, and which means like really strongly Flemish organization.
I thought it was Dutch.
Yeah, no. It's a Flemish organization. They speak Dutch within each other. Yeah. You can't get it. It's hard to get a job. Let's say almost impossible to get a job within Tomorrowland if you don't speak fluent Flemish in their accent.
In the accent also.
Yeah, they're very like that. They attract the best of the best of the best production designers in the world. They have so Tomorrowland takes about 50 to 60 days to build. Just the
50 to 60 days to build the stages, you mean?
One stage.
Which
is the main stage of Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And it is estimated that it is the most complicated stage or mechanism in the world. So last year's Tomorrowland, if you look online after this, we calculated there were between 6 to 8 waterfalls on the stage. The water was recycled that came from the pond that is in the... But by the way, first of all, Tomorrowland is held in a village called Boom.
Boom? B-O-O-M?
B-O-O-M. B-O-O-M, Belgium. Just Google it. I'm not making this stuff up. It's in the village of Boom. It's electronic dance music, and it's Boom. So first of all, it's in this park, and the stages, there are 16 stages. There are 400,000 people, 200,000 one weekend and 200,000 the next weekend. And it's been held in that village for quite a long time in the same location. The villagers get either free tickets or highly discounted tickets, like about 80% and 90%. I think it's a mixture of both. 1 week before, they start building it about 2 months before the event starts. There are more cables there than there are in any event in the world. There are more cables. They have to make cables for Tomorrowland. Like companies have to produce special cables that are just for Tomorrowland. There are tunnels going underneath the park that are just made for the cables. All DJs get paid the same. They all have to play the same kind of style.
So even the main
Armin van Buuren gets same as the guy who
opens.
That's the rumor. No DJ has ever come public said I'm getting this much paid, but it's estimated. There's rumors. Yeah. Even if you speculate, you might get banned from Tomorrowland. As anybody. If you and me get speculated about how much they get paid.
So if we do it now on camera, you never get in there?
They're not going to be happy about it. But there is an estimated that they get paid under about 60,000 euros. So imagine like Tiesto,
he said it. I'm still getting in. This is on him.
I love Tomorrowland, and they love me because they're amazing people. But there's another thing interesting about Tomorrowland. So you can't, for example, me and you, if we live in Amsterdam, we can't in Amsterdam, like even if we're the fastest, we can't really order, let's say, 200 tickets. We have a limit per country.
And per person and per time, right?
Obviously, yes. Yeah. Obviously. But Belgium gets the most. Well, Flemish part of Belgium gets the most. Then the French part gets the most. And then it goes to Netherlands, and then Luxembourg, and then Germany, and then the rest of the world. They want to do this because they want to have every presentation of every country in the world. And it's true that even if you take a flight from Miami or Seoul or China, whatever, there are Tomorrowland flights with DJs on board at the airplane. By the way, they receive you. So the whole ticket, it's an amazing process that you get this ticket in this handmade box that is delivered to your home. It's usually a mystery box that you have to open. Do you know this? Oh, it's amazing. You have to open this mystery box, and inside of it is your wristband and the ticket. And it's a specialized, tailor-made note. And usually it's like every year it's different. They famously had 2 years ago one of the most beautifully crafted ticket boxes in the world, where it was like a constellation of Tomorrowland's messaging. It was absolutely gorgeous. And you can see the amount of people receiving it online on TikTok. If you go on TikTok, just search for Tomorrowland ticket receiving. People go absolutely mental when they receive it, and for good reason, because you're one of the 3.5 million people who got a ticket.
There's 3.5 million people going?
No, on the waiting list.
Oh, yeah.
3.5 million people.
You're one of them.
One of them. You got one of them. Like
Yeah.
you got
How many people go there?
400,000.
That's also a lot.
Yeah, but when you are there, it doesn't feel because it's so well done. There are only one way. There are many one-way roads, so you cannot just. There's not two-way roads. Like the stages are built so beautifully that you can't. You won't bump into each other like you do in other festivals. People are not like. It's really well organized. Everything is mostly vegan, by the way. A lot of food. There's some meat food, but everything is
That
local.
Sucks.
Yeah,
That's sucky. I was totally amazed until this point. No, that's a deal breaker for me. I'm not gonna eat your vegan carton box stuff.
there is some chicken stuff I remember, but very little. And what I like also, last point is one of the interesting things about Tomorrowland. It's also rumor. I'm not confirming it here, but if you play in Tomorrowland, you cannot play in Belgium anywhere else.
On
As
any
a DJ.
festival.
Yeah, anywhere.
But in the Netherlands, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But they're also trickling down here. But it's very hard because Netherlands has a huge festival culture. So Tomorrowland doesn't have that much influence.
You can't
here.
say you can't play in the Netherlands. Then that's a big part of the. I mean, ADE is here.
Exactly. You can't.
Amsterdam Dance Event.
But
Maybe it's an interesting. We didn't plan on talking about this,
No.
but it's an interesting topic because it is a big part of the Amsterdam
huge
culture as well.
Huge.
The festival scenes and the ADM music. We have the best DJ contest every or not really contest, but how you say that reveal every year and during ADE.
Yeah. Do you know how many festivals are in Amsterdam city? Music festival
per year?
Yeah. Do you have an estimate?
I would say 30.
Estimated 300.
What?
Yes.
No.
There are around 300 music festivals in Amsterdam city in a year.
But
because remember, during ADE, there's already almost 100.
Yeah, but then you also include like the club nights.
No, music festivals.
What is a music festival then?
Like a festival that is like just specifically for this party, like a 1-day festival, 2-day festival, 3-day festival. There are so many of them.
But 300, that means that there are 2 per day.
Yeah, but during summer, there's just crazy amount of festivals. Actually, there's like 10 or 20 festivals a day sometimes in the week.
Only in Amsterdam now.
Yeah.
They don't have so much spaces.
I know, but it's crazy. There's
I'm gonna look
check it out because it's a lot of festivals. If it's not Amsterdam, it's maybe the vicinity of Amsterdam, but it's quite a lot.
Still, that's
it's
crazy.
Insane. Yeah. It's insane. One last thing about Tomorrowland. I want to say this to you because you've never been, and I'm so excited we're talking about this because it's like one of my dream subjects. It has a village inside, and people sleep in this village. So, and this village houses about 30 to 40,000 people. It has a supermarket, swimming pool, massage, everything you want in a city. It's a city within a city. And you can't take your own tent. You have to have Tomorrowland's tent. Tomorrowland will give you an allocated tent with the color of Tomorrowland. So all the tents look the same. And they pick them up after that.
So when you're partied all night and you're shit faced, you definitely don't know where your tent is.
Exactly.
You just go. This is just as fine as that one. Never mind. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna stay here, sleep.
Happens all the time.
Amazing. Yeah, I never. I'm not sure if you talked about this on the podcast, but even though it's a big part of the Amsterdam culture, I've been living in Amsterdam now, I think, for 7 years. But I mean, I have lived in the vicinity, meaning 30 minutes away by train for almost all my life. And I moved to Amsterdam because I'm from the small town. It's in between Utrecht and, I want to say it in English, Utrecht and Amsterdam. So we could usually, when we want to go out, we picked either of those cities, sometimes Rotterdam, but mostly one of those two. And I felt more attracted to Amsterdam than Utrecht. So then when I wanted to move, I decided to move here. But I've never been really going to parties like festivals a lot. This is going to be, I'm going to try and redo it this year a little bit. But it's a big part of the Amsterdam culture, I guess. And I'm not sure. So you've been indulging, because I know, of course, I knew Tomorrowland before you told me by name, but I never knew anything of these specifics you told me right now. That's really well thought through.
Tomorrowland is so there are a lot of festivals that I've gone to, but there is nothing like Tomorrowland. It's just that there's nothing like, once you go in there, like if people, even those people who say, oh, it's too big, and then they end up going, there's even a thing called Tomorrowland depression, because after Tomorrowland ends,
Yeah,
you have for
told me,
2 to 3 weeks, you're completely depressed. And it's really true. It's
not
really
because of the drugs.
No, it's not. It's just because it's so overwhelmingly positive experience. And they have this famous restaurant inside the main stage.
I thought you want to go about the stage.
There is a great famous restaurant inside the main stage. The tickets cost 10,000 euros to dine there, but you're inside the main stage and you can see all the people in front of you.
Oh, wow.
And there are then around the main stage, there are around 4 big boxes. And these boxes, tickets can start from like 1,000 euros to up to 55,000 euros. And the big one on the right side.
For a dining spot?
No, just a ticket to Tomorrowland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To go into these boxes. And these boxes have jacuzzis in them, massage, gourmet meals. They have, they have incredible service. They have a golf cart taking you there. And there's it's a whole incredible service, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky enough to get once an invite to go into one of those that had jacuzzi. We were watching the main stage from a jacuzzi while getting fed incredible food and getting a massage. It was just bizarrest experience.
Were the midgets?
Huh?
Were the midgets?
Midgets.
That's a loss. To Michiel and whatever your other brother's name is, that's an addition to the festival. That's a midget.
Right, but that was what I wanted to say about Tomorrowland. It's just exciting, and it's happening this year. So
nice. Maybe we can elaborate some more on because we're still trying to find out how we're going to engage the public in this podcast, and of course we're going to talk about topics which are, how you say that, important in the cultural discourse, and we're going to have our different opinions on both things. But I think it's nice to, like I said, we're from Amsterdam, we live in Amsterdam, and to elaborate on what's going on here, not just from a political point of view, but also from maybe lifestyle and living, because in the end we're human beings, and we're trying to find our way through life, and maybe there are some lessons. I mean, you're a big, how I perceive you as a big fan of a cross-cultural enthusiast. Yeah, if I might put it. What's the book again you were reading on that?
So I read several. I have one called Culture Map, is really interesting. Yeah, another one, When Cultures Collide. This is incredible.
There's another one. Okay, yeah.
But like you said about the festivals, like before I came here, I never went to any festival. I went to 2 festivals in my life before I came to Amsterdam. But the festival scene is so different here. They end up, first of all, they start at 1 p.m. For any Latino watching this,
in midday,
I just said 1 p.m., not 1 a.m. The festival starts 1 p.m. They end 11 p.m., which is fantastic because the next day you're fine.
Exactly. I used to go, so I did go out. My friends are also party organizers, and and when we were young, we first we just went out, like I said, in Amsterdam and Utrecht or whatever. And at some point, one of them was like, I love it so much, I want to make a job out of it. So he started organizing a party in Hilversum, where I'm from Baarn, close by. And after a while, he started moving to Amsterdam. I remember the first time he was in Air, I said, holy shit, dude, if you're a party organizer and you're in Air, Club Air is in the top 10 or 20 clubs in the world. It's one of the best clubs in the world. And he was there he still is actually with his party. So I did go out, but again, we went, it's a night thing. It starts 11, when you're 11 p.m. you're early, man, it's 12 or 1, you're going until 5. And also those parties in Club Air especially. So at some point, a different type of party became popular, which was the parties on Sundays and Mondays.
Oh.
But still starting at fucking, 11 p.m.
Too late.
But the funny thing was, so so we went there quite often, and the organizer of that particular party, he wanted to have this exclusive vibe to it. So the first night of his opening, he just kept the door closed until there was like a line piling up, and everybody was like, what's going on here? I need to be in here. This line is amazingly big. It must be something amazing.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. This is social proof. Yeah. Like, this is one of the, I love psychology. And I love,
same.
influence psychology. I read several books on how that works, and social proof, this is one of them. And also interesting because I think it's being used in media and geopolitics also a lot. So you can spot the tactics they use. But so that probably became pretty popular, but also because it was frequented by football players, soccer players, and I want to say artists, actors, because they usually don't have to wake up at Monday morning 9 or 7 to be at their job at 9. So there was this famous in crowd was walking around there, but so I used to also go there to those parties, but then it was 1 p.m. and I remember a few times, I want to go out, but I have to work. Okay, I will go with you. And then around 3 o'clock, I said, I'm going to go to the car and take a nap. I see you when you're done. Yeah. And then we have to, because I wasn't living here, so I had to drive back to, and no trains going back to Barn, where I'm from. So now I notice, now I'm starting to go to the festivals, but also friends who have been going out and have been going to festivals to say, I love festivals because it's you party the whole day, you're in the sun, it's all nice, and then you go home, it's perfect.
Yeah. It is, and it's completely different here than in Spain or in the rest of the European countries, in my opinion. And here, Tomorrowland is a little exception, but I think a lot of the festivals in Spain that I know, they start really late, and it's like, and it's mostly about dancing, and it's mostly about the music. Where here is like, it's not only about music, it's the collateral as well. It's the experiences. There are like really fun lounges or games. Like there's a festival here, the Lente Cabinet, which is famous for its chill vibes. You get like this pool, you have the games, you have hold the bull thing. It's a really fun thing to be like, you feel you're in a nice environment. Like you're not forced to drink or take alcohol, drink or take drugs. So it's just like nice, like families go, old people go. I see 20-year-olds, I go 60, 70-year-olds. I seen in the last party, you saw share the video, there was an 82-year-old guy dancing there, and it was just wonderful. And he was just there with his wife and partying. I mean, you don't see that in many countries. Yeah, I thought that was it's really nice, but at the same time, there's a dark side. The dark side is that the music starts to sound quite the same here. Like a lot of the DJs play kind of like same music, so that's why they import a lot of musicians from DJs from Italy or Greece or United States or Spain to bring in a little different kind of music. And then there is an insane amount of drugs that people taking there. So much so that there is actually the drug test people there. And when I tell about this to my friends who are not Dutch, they don't believe me that there is,
checkpoint to go.
Yeah, you can explain this.
Drugs.
Yeah, so you can explain this a little bit better.
Well, well, I mean, I haven't. I was just talking about it, about doing it myself to see how that works. But here you have these checkpoints. Actually, it's the GGD, so the public health officials from the government, and they say, well, if you do drugs, make sure it's good. We want to get you high, so come to us and we'll test this for you and see the purity of the drugs, and if it's not contaminated with anything else, or when you buy MDMA, it's really MDMA and not speed or some other type of drugs, or what happened. Remember, I think we also have these. They didn't do anymore, but it was this time. I think some dealer was selling white heroin.
Whoa.
And people mistook it for cocaine.
Oh my God.
And I think people either died or went very bad on it. Wow. So there was you have these LED traffic signs.
Yeah.
And it showed the message, watch out for street dealers. Now, don't say don't do drugs. They don't say that. They don't say just watch out. They say watch out for the street dealers.
That's right.
Don't get anything everywhere. Make sure you get some good stuff.
That's incredible. So I talked to this second festival I went to, and I talked with the GGD, the drug checkpoint people. And I asked the first question, is this a trap?
Yeah. Are you from the cops?
Because there's a police officer right next to you, and he's like 2 meters tall. And he was just, no, this is not the police officer. No, this is not a trap. I just want to make sure that people don't overdose and they don't kill themselves, and the police was like, we know everyone, like 80%, 70% people take drugs. We just don't want people to get hurt.
So this is also funny and hypocrite. I went to the day Lente Cabinet was. I wanted to go there, but I went to Commission Alte, another festival. I went with a friend who brought supplements with him. He had like a bag of, I don't know what it was.
Like vitamins and stuff.
Vitamins, yeah. Like fish oil and magnesium and stuff like that. So I was waiting for him, and it took a while. And I was like, what? Why? And so I went back to him and said, yeah, they want to take my supplements. I think it's drugs. And he was totally annoyed because it was supplements.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the drugs with me in my underwear, so there's no way to stop him. But he said, and he was like, but he was so annoyed. He said, "Are you really going to do this? One, it's not drugs, but do you think there's everybody's doing drugs here?
Yeah.
Why are you putting up this charade? Because that's the funny thing. Because they have."
I think that's just legal, right? They just have to.
No, because when we went actually
Yeah.
to Gardens.
Yeah.
They really showed that they didn't care. Like he said, "Can I tap you?" I went like this. He went like, "Okay, go."
Huh.
And usually they look for weapons. And not for
That's
drugs.
what I was about to say. They look for weapons. That's a serious thing.
And I don't know. One of my ex-girlfriends was friends with I forgot his name now, but he's the owner of the Amsterdam Tower, and he was he from Dance Valley? He's from the
ID&T.
ID&T. That
This
guy.
company.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this company
that
as
guy.
soon as you're done with this.
That
part.
guy. Sander.
Sander. Wow.
Yeah.
What a fella.
Yeah. So he is famously for being pro drugs.
Yeah.
And wanting to he puts up posters and flyers saying use it responsibly, make sure you do this, and not saying not do it, but do it responsibly.
Yeah.
But I think there is some jurisdiction going on. You need to do some check, but it's mostly very lenient, and most festivals are really like, okay, just go.
Yeah.
Like I said, one tap here, and some of them they really go up your leg, and I don't know what I do.
You like that?
I love it. That's the ones I frequent.
So do you know? I was wondering. I'm asking is, do you know how big the festival industry, how much money brings to Amsterdam?
I forgot. I did look it up at some
point.
point.
It's an astronomical amount of money.
It's really in the billions.
Yeah, it's astronomical. It's so much so that's why I heard. I hope you can rectify this, but I heard that it's so big that the Femke, our glorious mayor, wants to
glorious
mayor. He wants to diversify the festivals. Have you heard about this?
No, I did see this. I did see this legislation they putting forward. There was this whole thing called Unmute Us. I did the same thing during Corona. Called this Unmute Us was you have to let us have our festivals. Do not restrict us even during Corona. But now they have the same tagline for the fact that they usually get to know well in advance if they get a permit for having a festival in Amsterdam.
Yes.
And now they want to change that.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to change it to, I don't know, I think just in the year you get to know if you are the one who gets a permit or not, which is, like you said, it takes 60 days to build a stage.
Exactly.
How long does it take to plan to build a stage?
Exactly.
It doesn't work.
So Robert, you just touched on exactly that. So I'm passionate about this because it's a big deal. Because a lot of people, the festivals are a big deal in the city. Like they really are a big deal here. People go and like it's a big deal here. So one of the reasons that they don't want to give licenses because a lot of the festivals are similar kind of genre music. They attract a similar crowd. So the mayor wants to diversify the music lineup by saying limiting techno, which is number one in Amsterdam, to give more license to reggae and to pop, to jazz, to stuff like that.
This is fantastic. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I need to comment on this. Make it quick because I'm getting nervous. This woman annoys me so much.
Yeah, I also want to hear about your opinion about her. But so that's all I know. So she wants to diversify the lineup of music. That's why she's limiting licenses to the mega big ones like Awakenings and Mystic Garden and Tomorrowlands and all these ones that are, the ones that sell out in 10 minutes. She wants to bring out jazz. She wants to bring pop, and she wants to bring like this kind of thing. So
I find this amazing. I find it. Two things I find amazing. One, that we talk about. Well, I don't want to call it one of my passions, but it sounds like a passion for you more. Maybe it does.
Yeah, music. You mean? Or
music festivals?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, it's like
So because every part of life, which anything we can engage in, you see my annoyance with it.
I know. I love it when you
the government on the doorstep,
right? As soon as there's enjoyment, you mean?
What did you say?
As soon as there's enjoyment, like government's like,
yeah. Wait a sec. Wait a minute. Are you enjoying yourself?
Too much?
Pay me. There's this meme. I love it. It says, when you get paid, the government does this. When I sell something,
Yeah.
when I work, when I save, when I invest, like they're always like, where's my part? When I die, everything that happens in life gets built.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But now again, the fact with this is interesting because now we can bring passion with annoyance from me from the government. But it's a really nice showcase now on why I think I also am really engaged into politics. Because what's the idea of the government saying, hey, you have this very successful concept. There's this, you made this festival, this product, this service, which people enjoy so much that it's sold out in 10 minutes. And they say, I think I know better what you like.
Yeah.
And we need more reggae.
Yeah.
And we need more house or whatever jazz, whatever it's the thing, because these things are it's too unified. And I think, who are you? This is how the free market works. Apparently, there's a demand from the people to listen to these kinds of music. I mean, there are reggae and jazz festivals.
They are. Yeah,
but
they don't sell out. But they are there. It's fine.
Exactly, but they don't sell out.
It's fine.
No, but they don't sell out.
I know exactly. It's not as. The thing is, reggae. It's a fantastic. Nothing about that. We're not talking about the music genre. But this is not Spain, where it's warm and you can chill out and smoke a blunt. You know, it's a place to dance. It's a music culture is different here than it is in Spain. It's like you're forcing it.
It's funny that you said that because I didn't even go there. That it was a negative thing. I just made an objective comment as it doesn't sell out. So that means there's no demand for it. It doesn't determine the worth of the music genre.
Right,
But it's funny that you because I think this is funny that you mention it like this, because I think this is how a lot of people think when something is not, there's no demand. For instance, in getting paid a certain amount of money, a certain salary, also has to do with a certain demand.
Of course, yeah.
And so, for instance, if you have some kind of exotic degree from some university, which happens a lot, so people study. I know I don't want to go again with gender studies or whatever. Like I like to bash those things, but there's usually an archaeologist or an Egyptologist.
Yeah.
I
want to see where you're going with this.
Well, that there's not a high demand for people with those degrees.
Okay,
meaning
in this city, yeah.
In the world, I would say.
Okay.
But that differs of
Can't
course.
wait to hate comments from Egyptologists.
Come on,
bring them
on. But if you pick that study and you don't find a job, or it's a low-paying job because there's no demand, that's just universal law of society, of economics, of how the world works, and it doesn't say anything about your value,
right?
But says something about the demand and thus the amount of money you can make with it. And again, then you see the government stepping in and thinking, well, I think this is important too, and think we should have more of it, so I'm going to make regulations, which always goes wrong, because always perverse influence, or we will move just outside of Amsterdam to Haarlem or some other city. I don't know. I just think, butt out. Who are you to think? I'm so sick of this diversity.
Right, the forcing
argument.
of diversity. I mean, there's a great jazz festival in Rotterdam. It's big. It's fantastic.
Is it North Sea Jazz?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't think we need 10 of those.
No,
it's fine. And I'm not sure if the people.
But I'm saying it's not even up to us.
Exactly. There's another point you made. You made a good point that it's not up to us to say, okay, well, let's force it. And I think. This I just checked. According to I Am Amsterdam, which is the official website of the city of Amsterdam, Amsterdam City hosts an excess of 300 festivals every year.
That's insane.
It is by far the biggest amount of festivals in any city in the world, and it spans all tastes and genres. And here a quote from the city says, no matter the time of the year, the range of festivals is broad, powerful, and diverse, attracting both Dutch and international festival goers. Beautiful. Exactly the way it should be. And there are a lot. Obviously, the ADE, which is like just about dance. ADE is the Amsterdam Dance event, which happens in October, and it attracts about 1 to 2 million people from outside of Amsterdam.
I mean, that's already crazy. You know how many people visit Amsterdam per year? That's an insane amount, by the way. But do you know how many in total?
18 million? 20? Huh?
I'm down. I thought it was 8 million.
No. It's much more. No, it's much more than 8 million. It's 8. It's double digits. It's double digits for sure. It's third after Paris and London.
You're right. 14.6 million visitors in a city where 900,000 people live.
It's crazy amount of people. It's crazy amount of people.
Crazy.
So I will say, and there's a city, actually, the city of Amsterdam has figures of those 14 million. It's estimated that I think 40% to 30 to 40% come for the festivals.
Oh wow!
Yeah, from abroad.
Yeah, this is a whole topic. Because besides the festivals, tourism is a big thing, because I said almost 15 million tourists per year, and Amsterdam has been already thinking about how to slow that.
Right.
Raising taxes.
A lot of taxes. On the hotels, you mean? Or
I think, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's hotel. I think it's a tourist tax. I mean,
and on the terraces, on the bars, it doubled them. Do you know that?
On the bars?
On the bars. So any bar that has a terrace now outside, they have to pay double the tax now.
Well, that's interesting, because I worked for the city of Amsterdam.
Right.
And I worked for, you know my stance now a little bit. So I worked on a program where we want to eliminate this tax.
Oh, the terrace tax?
The precario tax, it's called. Yeah. And I think we did eliminate it. And I think
it came back, baby.
When the socialists came into power again, they re-entered the tax. And I actually came into... Yeah, because they think the tourists and Airbnb and all that problem, and I mean, I live right here next to the station.
You're in the most central area of the city.
I can get it. I see myself moving out of Amsterdam
because of the terrace.
Because of the and also it's just being too big. It's too city-like. Even though they call it a big village, because there's no high-rise. Well, where I lived a little bit, and in the south a little bit. But I just want to have more nature around me. I think that's something I
see
like.
that.
Yeah. But they're really onto the tourists, banning tourists with taxes, but also, which I found they have a kind of schizophrenic approach to it. So, for instance, our our canals network. They are part of UNESCO World Heritage. And I worked in city planning and urban planning, and not far from here, there's this new island they build. They build islands here as well.
Yeah.
Like just we do in the country, Amsterdam does it as well. They're going to build a lot of new islands next to it.
The Houthaven, or is it the...
Eiburg.
Eiburg
And Zeeburg, and it's going to be new Eiburg. And
crazy.
I had this thing. They're even going to make a road, I think, to Flevoland. It's crazy.
Right. That's just the engineering in this country.
Yeah. On that level is next level.
Yeah.
And but they're making. I think they're building it right now. They're making a high rise on Zeeburg. So that's the island between the mainland and Eiburg. But it was so high that you could see it from the canals. And then if we would do that, we would lose our UNESCO heritage status. So then they said, okay, then we're going to make five stories shorter.
Okay.
Which on the one hand I can understand, but I think now you have to make up your mind. On the one hand, you say there's too much tourists. There's too much Airbnb, and there's not enough housing. But now you're choosing tourism because the heritage is not. It doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, what is that? What does it do?
It doesn't give you anything. It means it's funny, and I'm not even sure if you get money for it. It's just a certificate. And
here we are.
It's proud, like a Guinness Book of Records thing. Yeah, good job. Like when you're
good job not destroying it.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a low bar to set.
It is a low bar.
You left it as it is. I love the Renaissance type of housing we have here, but it's maybe another discussion.
No, but Amsterdam is so it is interesting. So on the last point, these festivals, these buildings, it is anyone whoever lives here knows what we're talking about, and who doesn't live here will eventually come to a festival here. And the parties and stuff, they're a huge part of the city. But at the same time, you said it right. The city, the mayor, is actually killing 1-star and 2-star hotels and reducing 3-star hotels, right?
Yeah,
and Airbnb as well.
Yeah, you want to add to that. So one of the drives they have is they want to kill the how they call that?
Low cost.
Yeah.
low-cost tourism.
They want to have more exclusive tourism.
Yeah, they
for
want to have-
people who spend more, pay
Right.
more, and this is exactly what this ties into what you said.
It's called Madridization of tourism.
Why?
So because in Spain, Barcelona has way more tourists coming than Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost double the amount of that they come to Madrid. But Madrid tourists spend by far more money than the Barcelona tourists.
That's what they want here. Yeah.
So that's what they want, because Madrid tourists go for dining, they go tourism, they go to art galleries, museums, they go to see football, they're like sophisticated. They're usually culinary or art creative tourists, where in Barcelona they just go for the beach parties and you know, obviously there's certain type of tourists, but that's what Barcelona is trying to do, and they're working together a lot to reduce the amount of for example, you can't, it's hard for you to fly to Madrid cheap and stay cheap as well. It's hard. Like you can do it, but it's very hard, like because they're quite expensive, the hotels. So
the food is cheap though.
Yeah, food is cheap. It's not about that.
That's what I'm about.
That city, oh my God.
Yeah, I was there 2 weeks ago, but I need to go back because I was there just for the Atlas Network conference and training. So I've seen mostly the inside of my hotel and not so much of the city. But this is exactly what this is Madridization.
Madridization.
That's what they want to do. They even make they hate on English, like the drunk English youngsters who just smoke and drink and all over the street.
But do you know they did this campaign? Amsterdam City did a campaign in England saying, "Please don't come to Amsterdam."
You're kidding me.
You don't know this?
No.
Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so Amsterdam City did a campaign in England in English in the social media saying, "Don't come to Amsterdam," by videos of "Don't come to Amsterdam." And the reason the videos had people smoking weed, chilling on the canals, partying, and
guess what happened?
Guess what happened? People were like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
That is not. I didn't know that.
Exactly what happened.
I have to take a minute of time to contemplate on what you just said, because for me, again, I have to tie it into my view of government. They think of one thing, and they don't really think it through. They just have this wishful thinking. Most people in government, around government, politicians, they have wishful thinking. Things are a certain way. I want them to be a different way, and I'm going to try and make that right by forcing or influencing the public. But it has usually had so much bad adverse effects. Like now that they have a campaign to bar tourists, and they actually attract it. And I have another one from the city of Amsterdam. You know that it's not per se from the city. It's a national
government
rule. From the national government. Mm-hmm. You know that when you have plastic bottles, there's like now on all of them there's like that's what you call
a punt, like a deposit you have to pay.
Yeah, so you pay a deposit.
When you give it back, you get some money.
You get 15 cents back.
15, 1.5, yeah.
And it wasn't, and for bigger ones I think it's more.
25 cents.
But now we have it on all the bottles, and all the small ones.
Yeah.
And it's they do it because of recycling. They want you to bring back the cans, that you get your money, so it's being processed right. And that you don't litter them, that you don't put them on the street. But what's happening right now, I'm not sure if you noticed that, is that every freaking junkie in the vicinity of Amsterdam is scouring the streets. And they opening up the trash cans and looking for because nobody gives a shit about 15 cents. And they throw it away. So the problem became bigger.
Well, if you've been in Finland, which was the pioneer of this, Finland and Germany, they have this for like 30 years. It's the same thing there, but at least they have some kind of a method of income during summer times, as at least.
What, the junkies?
Junkies and homeless people. I know, but in this city, there's apparently no homeless people. That was the official line, right?
Really?
Yeah,
I've seen. Where I live, there's I can see them.
Really, you know, wow.
To be honest, this is interesting because I just had a thought about this yesterday or the day before, that I thought it kind of scared me, because I saw more homeless people than I've ever seen in the Netherlands. Because you're right, there's usually no homeless people here. I
don't see any. Right?
I mean, if you look at the US and if you especially look at California, what's going on
across the border, Germany.
Also, but it's crazy. And here, it's really, really low level. I remember when I saw one in my hometown. Usually, it didn't take long because the police were like, "What are you doing here? We have places where you can stay while you're on the streets." But here, I see them more and more, and it's kind of
Are they Dutch?
They're usually not Dutch, no.
Yeah, that's
No.
was my second question. Apparently, there are also no. Sorry to interrupt. But I think there's also no stray dogs or stray animals.
Those are definitely not here.
Yeah,
No.
this is an interesting city because there are no stray dogs, and I say that because every city you go, there are some stray dogs and stray cats.
Never.
There are none here.
No.
So in that case, by the way, what do you? So how much power does Femke Halsema, the mayor of Amsterdam, have?
Compared to?
I don't know. No compare. Just in a city, like how much does she have power?
Not so much.
Okay, who has who holds the power in a city? Is there an individual person or a group of people?
No, if you look at it like that, then it's the cabinet where she's a part of.
Okay.
Or the city council, because they make the budgets and the law, and she has to enforce them.
Mhm.
But most of the laws on local level are made either by the national government or nowadays by the EU.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's not. I mean, because I worked again for the city of Amsterdam on a deregulation program. So we made a map of all the regulations which would apply to, which go to the city, and most of them are, how you say that in English? There's not much laws made on a local level.
Oh, okay.
Almost none.
So who decides on this? No, like hotel things and
No, that one is from the city council.
So city council.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you touched on IDNT. Do you know about this, guys?
A little bit.
IDNT. So it's a yeah. So I asked because somebody rattled the cages of IDNT and they're not happy. They're like,
when?
Just recently with the festival thing.
Ah.
IDNT is, if you don't know, it's the world's biggest festival.
It's
company.
the biggest.
It's the biggest in the world. They own 100 to 150 festivals.
Wow.
In the world.
Mm.
In Netherlands is 80% of the festivals. In Germany, similar amount. Like in Europe, almost 80% of the festivals are owned by this one company, which was founded by three guys whose name is the initials names are like IDNT. They comes from that. And this company is now owned by a super corporation called Superstruck. It's a British corporation that owns it. There's no mysterious things about it. I'm just saying it's a magnificently powerful organization. And apparently the rumor goes, because I know someone who is very close to the festival scenes, that they went to IDNT, which is very strange. Like from the city, they were like, you're gonna reduce the techno, you're gonna reduce this, and IDNT was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like we run 80% of the festivals here, and apparently it's like so. It could be even more, by the way, than 80%. So they are headquartered not far from here, and they also they have immense amount of influence in Amsterdam business scene and the music scene, and the DJs are all like, obviously they know the Martin Garrix and Armin van Buuren and all these guys, like, and they're close. This is a pretty good company, actually. So that's what I was asking. I think maybe it was the mayor who went to talk or asked.
With them.
Yeah, and that had brought the tour, because, a lot of tourists, like you said, from the 14 million people.
Yeah.
Estimated 30 to 40% come from parties for the
crazy.
festivals, and IDNT is a huge part of that. So either they want more tax breaks or whatever, but there's something going on in there, and it's already happening because the festival tickets have gone up here. Because IDNT is like, we need to make more money because you're raising all the prices for the toilets, for the water, for electricity. So a lot of the festivals becoming sustainable. If you go to a festival next time, check, they have this sustainable generators that get generated. They pull electricity from solar or wind or something. Do you know that? Because the city has told them that you cannot touch in the grid because the grid is overwhelmed by all the electric cars.
Exactly. Because you keep on coming with your stupid policies, man. You're doing it yourself, and then you're blaming other people for the problem. Stop it.
I don't understand. Like, now we want more electric cars, but the city cannot take more electric cars.
This
is what the hell.
This is something. So net congestion is what it's called.
Net congestion.
Yeah, because there's too much electricity being pulled from the network. Because we don't want to use gas anymore because that's supposedly not good for the environment. But I think it's a load of rubbish. But whatever, that's the second thing. But now the electricity net doesn't. It's not. The capacity is too low to deal with this transition, so they have to expand it. And I have people I work with people who do this, and but it's and solar is just irreliable. I mean, that's why I have a dynamic energy contract So on sunny days between 12 and 4, I get paid for using electricity. Because how it works with electricity, it's in balance. The supply and demand is constantly in balance. You cannot have more supply than you take off that's being lost. You cannot. You need to store energy if you want to use it later, but that's not possible on this kind of scale. So that's why solar and wind will never replace what we have now, because it doesn't shine. The sun doesn't shine the whole time.
But does it need to shine? Because I think it just you can get it from the cloudy as long as it's bright. I mean, not as much, but it can.
You can get some, but not on the amount we need, which our society is built on. So, but anyway, we're going into a different topic now, which we definitely could dive in as well. But yeah, see now, I think it's interesting that maybe on the last, let's conclude this Amsterdam Festival music episode with the guy Sander Goed is his name.
Yeah.
So he's now he didn't start it.
He's
the owner now.
Yeah, right.
But he
of
started
IDT.
He started Mysteryland.
Right.
And I know from him, he's the guy I told you about the drugs, but he's also, I think he is. Also a little bit skeptical about the government intervention. That's what I heard of from my ex, actually. So it's funny that you're saying they're going now a little bit more toe-to-toe, because I think he doesn't like the fact that they're being infringed on in this way, which I, of course, totally agree with.
Yeah, and it's a significant thing to think. We talk about it because it's a big deal in here. I mean, I wouldn't talk about if it's like 100 festivals a year. We are talking about over 300 festivals.
That's a lot of money.
Of which 80% is owned by this one company.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And you go into them and tell them, look, stop making so much money.
Yeah.
Stop bringing all these people here to make money and, do some jazz. And they're like, what jazz? I don't know anything about jazz. I mean, it's like, what are you talking about?
EDM, that's what we do.
It's EDM. So, yeah. So, I'm just like, by the way, about quickly concluding about this is like, do you have your favorite festivals? What are your top 3?
Well, again, I'm new to this.
You're newbie, yeah.
So I can't comment. I've been to Gardens. I've been to...
Gardens of Babylon.
Gardens of Babylon and Kom Schön Alter. I've been to Loveland once.
What was the second one you said?
Kom Schön Alter.
Oh, yeah. That's... what does that mean? This is German, right? It says, come here to party.
Come again or something?
Come again, yeah. Something like that.
What does it mean? I don't know now. Now I want to know, too, what it means.
I think it means come again. It's German.
Come on, dude.
All right.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay.
Old.
So that's the second one, all right.
Yeah, I've been to Loveland. I've been to, I think that's about the conclusion, actually. And I've been to the PIF Winter Festival again. PIF is my type of music.
PIF.
Okay.
Which one? Oh, yeah, you told me about it.
You went. We were.
Yeah, we
there.
went together. Yeah.
You were there too, man.
That was good. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
But it wasn't the real festival yet. The festival's going to be in July.
Yeah, the big ones are coming, like Loveland and Mysteryland and Mystic Land and Mystic Garden, all this.
Mystic Garden.
Milkshake and.
So I don't have a preference, but you must have.
I have. Yeah, I have.
What's your top 3?
Chin
Let's conclude with your top 3. Chin
Chin Festival,
really?
number 1. God damn, this is good. Anyone who's not been there should go there. Chin Chin is great.
You still like it? Because my ex used to like it when it was just starting out, but now she said it's become too big.
I was about to say, I just been there twice, and first time was wow.
Yeah.
It was just glorious.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Small.
Exactly.
People were hugging each other. There was this. They had this cat that was going around, and he had like a little bell on it. And every time you take the cat and you shake the bell, and the person will give you like a free drink, like a owner of the cat.
A real cat.
Yeah, a real cat, and it was the sweetest thing in there. The music was good. It was small, the Gardens of Babylon, second one. Also, it's kind of losing its magic because it was like a lot of Persian, a lot of Middle Eastern music, a lot of nice, and now it's also becoming techno. That's what I was telling you about.
Yeah, I decided I don't want to go in again.
Yeah,
to Gardens.
Yeah, because it's a wonderful festival. If you ever never been, it's worth going there once because it's just a nice life with good people, a lot of good people. It's a good vibe. You dress up, we dressed up. But the music just became techno. I don't mind techno at all, but I don't go for techno.
I didn't feel like techno. It felt like it was some mellow, monotone thing.
That's right. You said it perfectly. The monotone music is killing music industry. And I could talk about this another 15 minutes because this is music is a huge thing for me. Huge thing. It should be for everybody. And when you have the Berlin-esque music, which is the Berlin is famous for its monotone crap, that's just boom, 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 boom. No soul, no melody, no music theory in there. None of the 6 steps of music theory, the intro, the verse, the chorus, the outro, the intro, the melody, rhythm, none of that. It's just boom, 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 boom. And it was same in Gardens of Babylon. And it's happening now in a lot of festivals here. Unfortunately, it's happening in the Gardens of Babylon. It happened in Tulsa. And the third one is Lente Cabinet. If you never been, Lente Cabinet, must go.
Now
Perfect festival.
I'm bummed because I was supposed to go there, and then my friend said maybe we should go to the other one. I kind of enjoyed, but I want to go to Lente Cabinet.
Lente Cabinet is great.
I'm also now a member of this what's it called? RA Advisor, resident.
Sounds fancy.
Resident something. This is I didn't pronounce it right. Resident advisor.
Ooh.
You know that?
No, what is that?
Oh, funny. I think it's a pretty well-known medium on electronic music from the UK.
Oh,
I think it's. And I had to buy a ticket once when I was in London, and I had to buy a ticket. It was through them, and since then I got their emails. But they also advised Lente Cabinet as one of the nicest festivals in, what was it, June or June
in June
or May.
Oh, May, yes, that's right.
So I'm bummed I missed it, but I'm definitely going to check it out.
It's fantastic.
The next time.
It's these small festivals. I mean, if you're into techno, then Awakenings is the big one. Awakenings, but I don't go. It's too much Berlin music. It's fine. But Lente Cabinet, it's also like there's a lot of options. This is fantastic. You know, if you don't like techno, there's techno. If you like house music, there's house music. But I don't go to a festival which is techno because I don't like it. I don't mind it, but I don't like it. And I go and they just play techno. And it's monotone. Oh, God damn it! I can go about this.
I think let's conclude with this because I think it's a nice conclusion. Because the diversity is already there. It's there by demand.
Right.
So we don't need to enforce it.
Yeah.
But the F out and go knit or something, do something else. You do not have to go and mess with the Amsterdam music festival scene.
No.
We can take care of ourselves.
Don't touch
Thank
the
you
music.
so much
Thank you
for this. All right, this was the episode about the Amsterdam Music Festival. Apparently, didn't plan this, but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Let me know how you liked it. Follow us, subscribe, you know the deal. And we are going to be back here next week.
All right.
See you later.
Adios.